the rookie class. It's always an interesting part here in the early portion of the season to see how they're going to be involved on the grass. And I think the fact that we got guys who are built to the right stuff, obviously feeling it out for the first time, they've made their dent, and they've all earned roles that are going to be meaningful to us over the course of the season.
Running play with Tootin. Tries to pick his way. Broke a tackle. Got it inside the 5. Keep those legs churning. They're still churning. Toward the goal line. Tootin near the goal line. Touchdown! He carried defenders with him into the end zone for the score.
The first one that counts. I mean, it does have a different feel to it. Obviously, the whole game plan, you put in all the work. A lot that's built to this moment. We got to just go play. And obviously, the first game, there's a little bit of who's going to do what. There could be some changes. You got to adjust in game, and that's going to be important for us. But it'll be fun.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, let's see who wants to take the show off. Anybody? No? All right, we're all going to stick around. The NFL season is underway.
Yeah.
And sans Jalen Carter, at least for last night.
Like, how much do you think in pre-games or early game, like, opponents are just going to be spitting on the ground around Jalen Carter
right,
to
just
see
trying
what
to egg
happens?
him on.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Like, how
anyway.
would you
Antagonize him.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, Tommy Mack. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Great
Happy
to be
game
here.
week to you.
You know, I thought it was funny that Jalen he spit him in the chest.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't, I mean, do you spit people in the chest?
I
always
guess
thought if
in
you
the face.
It's normally in the face, right?
Well, you would think that's I've never spit on anybody, so I don't know.
So he has the restraint to not spit
No,
in
but
his face.
it felt odd that he didn't spit in his face. So then you see what, Dak spit near him or whatever.
in his general direction, right?
His vicinity around
But,
him.
I mean, it's a little bit, Dak, to me, is a little bit like, oh, man, I'd probably spit 1,000 times during the game. I would never spit. I was trying to go up to him to explain how I would never spit on you. And I spit, and you're kind of, that's what he said after the game. Like, I mean, whether they baited him or not,
Unbelievable.
just don't spit on your opponent, man.
Show you what I think of your I'm not trying to spit on you nonsense.
Right. I just have bad aim, guys. I was trying to spit at Dak's feet, but I have bad
What if
aim.
he jacked him up? You think he'd been thrown out then, too?
If
like, not hurt him, but, like, gave him a good shove if Carter just, gave him
instead of giving him a shove, no,
Instead
I
of
don't think
pistol.
he would have been thrown out.
Yeah.
No.
Or spitting, I should say.
Now, he'd thrown a punch, of course.
No, right.
But no,
Yeah.
but apparently,
can do that,
sportsmanship
too.
is now the big thing in the National Football League. Lines have been drawn. You cannot spit right on your opponent in front of the referee, I guess. So, anyway, season's underway.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah. Bring it on.
And, man, it's a shame we got that weather delay because that game was cooking last night, right? That game was fun.
Yeah.
That first half was outstanding.
No doubt.
Just enjoy to watch. If you didn't have a rooting interest in who won the game, and I did not, and wasn't like I didn't have a Javonte Williams in any fantasy lineups. Right? It was just a fun game. It was like
It
you're
was.
going toe to toe. This is the opener. This is what we want to see. We don't need a blowout here. So.
Yep.
But in the end, that you did get the weather delay, and then you basically didn't get any offense after.
No, I know. And I tell you what, I learned a hard lesson last night again, Mike. Remember, I think we talked about this last year about, how like the Hard Rock Bet has the parlay set.
Oh no!
and I almost had it. It was just touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had to score, Barkley and Hurts, right? So you get 2 out of 3, and I'm like, got a whole half.
Yeah.
CeeDee's
All he's got to do is hang on to the ball,
All he's
right?
got to do is score. And so I'm sitting there going, that's a setup, man. That's got to be some kind of setup, I'm never doing it again. I'm only going to make my own parlays. I know I said that last time, but I got suckered in. It was 1 touchdown each. I'm like, it was right there. And then it was so
Let me tell
far
you,
away.
I said this before. I probably say this like the first day of the season every year. First day of statistics class in college, right? First thing he went through was why these NFL betting cards are the worst possible bet, to return as the actual bettor, and that you're almost destined to lose every single time, and how parlays are sucker bets and all this kind of stuff. But they are the most fun because you bet $5 and you can win 500.
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever
Yeah,
the
you
case may
project,
be.
like,
You're like, oh, this is
like
good.
the night
I
before
had
the
a
lottery.
Sweet Bowl 9 games, Tony. This is going to be fantastic.
It's not as cool to just get a 50 cents on your dollar.
No, right.
You know?
No, right. I'm not one of these guys that's
10
trying
make 18.
trying
What
to
is Mike
piecemeal
doing
my
here?
way to a good showing at the end of the month. Let's welcome in Coach Dylan Denmark. Coach, big game day for you guys,
Yes,
right?
sir.
What do we got going on? What's the matchup for
We
Baldwin?
got Kip Bold City,
Is that made up?
KIPP.
Is that new?
They're newer. I think they've been around 2 years,
Okay.
maybe 3 years.
Kip Bold City, KIPP, Bold
Yes, sir.
City.
Really?
You know me.
All right.
Wow.
Maybe not.
KIPP. Yeah. How are we feeling about
four
Baldwin's
letters.
chances today?
We feel good.
Feel good?
Feel
All right.
good. Yep, trying to get to 3-0.
3-0 for the
3-0.
Baldwin Indians,
Yeah.
man.
Where is this Kip place at? Like where?
It's right off
what high-
McDuff.
Oh, okay. So-
Remember the old?
It's local.
I think it's the old dog track off McDuff.
Okay.
It was. It's in that same building,
All right,
I
Kip.
believe.
Nice.
All right. Good for them. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Good
of
luck to
course.
them as well.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not familiar.
No, I
with
wasn't
them.
familiar with the Kip.
Tony Bowles in St. Augustine tonight.
Bulls and St. Augustine.
That's the big one until Sunday, right? Because there's nothing happening Saturday.
St.
that's
Aug.
gonna-
No, it's at
Grass.
Bulls.
Oh, it's at Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it was
it's even
supposed to be
still,
at St. Aug last year. The weather ended the game. They didn't
Okay.
even get started last year. The weather just would not go away. And they never made it up. They've made a tradition out of these two playing pretty much every year. That's the kind of thing I think Bulls should be doing. Play the best teams
Best
in
of
the
the
area
best,
as
yeah.
much as you possibly can. And St. Augustine and Bulls might be 1 and 2 in the entire city right now. Reigns probably has something to say about that, but they could be 1 and 2 in the entire city.
Tony's not trying to give you bulletin board material, Reigns. All right, just simmer down. All right, you're very good as well. But Tony will be on the call tonight for that. Well, Friday Night Lights, Dylan and Hacker tonight, Coach, after the game. Is that correct?
That is correct. Whenever they want to finish tonight between Bishop Kenny and Bulls. About
Okay.
9:30ish.
Gotcha. All
Somewhere in
right.
there.
So whenever the games are over with, you can hop on and listen to all the recap. Of course, Jags and Carolina. We got a lot to do today. We've got keys to victory, which we will do every Friday. But we'll also do our confidence picks, which is a lot of
That's
fun.
right.
So picking all the 15 NFL games.
I got to rank them.
That's right. Well, Tom, always ultra prepared.
I got it all written down. I
Do
mean,
you?
listen, I'm pretty prepared today.
Okay, good. And then we debut today. I think this is going to be fun. Tom's Tale of the Tape. Right, which typical traditional tale of the tape you think in boxing, right?
Right.
You know, this guy's reach versus that guy's reach, and this, and you go through all the things, and we get it. Like the quarterbacks are not playing head to head, okay? But it gives you more categories to kind of go through. So we'll see who gets the check mark from you, Tom, on quarterback, running back, pass catchers, O-line, D-line, linebackers, secondary, special teams, head coach. And then we'll talk about an X factor for each team as well. We'll go through all that coming up in the first hour today. We'll do confidence picks in hour 2. We'll get to our keys to victory then as well. Julian Council from the Locked On Panthers podcast will join us coming up here in less than 10 minutes. And we'll try to figure out if they are thinking, that they're going to get off to that same 1-0 start that we're thinking for our guys down here in Jacksonville, because I'm pretty confident in the Jags.
Yeah,
in week
for sure.
One of my most
How confident, Mike?
Well, pretty damn confident. Let me just say on my list. And
I think I know where it is on Tommy's.
Yeah, you know it, baby. I'm all in.
Honestly, I'll tell you, it was second on my list, and it was only because I was driving up today and thinking, I'm going to put him number 1, maybe not, and then I just kind of wrote down. I'm like, Denver's got a pretty good match.
Yeah,
I like that one there. So, not to give away the farm, but I don't think anybody's picking against the Broncos in week 1.
Right.
So we'll see how that all goes against Tennessee Titans, but we'll get into it. Our expectations for the Jags, hoping to get to 1-0. You can get in today on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Same number for the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can stream the show on YouTube and hop in the YouTube virtual chat and chat amongst yourselves. Give some ideas to the show. Try to maybe keep it clean. Don't verbally spit on us there. But anything short of that is probably acceptable. Take a swing, that's fine.
If you want to take a swing,
if the ref doesn't catch you, it's always the guy who retaliates, right? If you want to spit in our general direction, that's probably acceptable, right? You get away with that one. Stream us on Twitter, on Facebook, or hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
That's right. We are a lawless society, ladies and gentlemen, with Dylan Denmark at the helm. Julian Council on the other side from the Locked On Panthers podcast. And we are underway looking for your keys to victory. So hit us up with those today and any of those different avenues to give us feedback. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. How does number 9 feel about number 16?
All right, here we go.
Find out when David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony. Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. But only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Tom McManus buckles his chin strap as he joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
I just love a man in uniform.
Helmets and heels. Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Why does it feel like July in here?
Don't let a broken AC turn not-so-hot September into sweaty season all over again. Duck Rooter is Jacksonville's most trusted plumbing, septic, and air conditioning company. Visit duckduckac.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
If you want to sell your home or you're worried about selling your home or you've had trouble selling your home, let me give you the hotline to the help you need. That's the hotline to Chad and Sandy. 904-414-6200, chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to get the right price, and you need the right marketing, the proven systems. Chad and Sandy hit every base for you. Need to sell now? Instant offers coming. Fast, easy, stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy bring your home to market with unmatched exposure, whether you're buying or selling. Fast or max cash, Chad and Sandy have the proven plan guaranteed. And how about this promise? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. They are the real estate experts you can trust. So call them today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, Keys to Victory Friday. Tom McManus is in with us, of course, as he will be all throughout the season, or really year-round here on Fridays. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith here with you, and wanted to get a look into what the Jaguars are facing, what's coming down here from North Carolina this weekend with the Panthers rolling into town on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So we called up Julian Council, the host of the Locked On Panthers podcast, who joins us right now. Julian, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Doing well. Week 1 is finally here. Thank God.
Yeah, we promise not to spit in your general direction if you promise not to retaliate, and we can keep this on a friendly basis, unlike the Eagles and Cowboys last night. But around these parts, Julian, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, there are not many teams in recent vintage that the Jaguars just look at and the fans are like, yeah, we should beat this team, right? And I get it. Carolina had a better record than Jacksonville last year. I'm assuming it's the same way up there in Carolina. This is one we can get to start the season. What has the narrative been from the Panther fan and media perspective around this game?
Yeah, well, the Panther fan perspective is this is one you got to have. And I think that any week 1, that's how fan bases are going to feel across the league. If you look back at last year, I don't think anyone thought New England was going to beat Cincinnati week 1. And obviously the Bengals had problems defensively throughout the season, but the NFL sells hope better than any league in our country, and every single year, even if fan bases have plenty of reasons not to believe their team's going to be good, they wind up believing come week 1. So when you look at Jacksonville a year ago, there's still plenty of questions defensively, much like we had here in Carolina a year ago. So thinking about possibly there's an opportunity if Bryce Young can carry over what he did at the end of last season, that the Panthers can hit the ground running on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see. That's at least the fan perspective. I know the media, at least as far as I'm concerned, I'm a little wait-and-see mode. I think this is a winnable game for the Panthers, but there's still plenty of questions that I have as far as the offensive line injuries heading into the game, the wide receiver room that looked like a strength now was kind of a question mark heading into week 1. So I still need to see what this team actually looks like because there's not a lot to take away, in my opinion, from the preseason, from training camp as it pertains to Carolina.
We know Derek Brown is back, and he should have an impact on what was a miserable run defense last year for the Panthers. What else beyond Brown being back have the Panthers done to address the issues they had stopping the run last season?
Yeah, it wasn't just Derek Brown getting injured. That was the reason why the Panthers' run defense was that bad. I mean, I think he's a good player, but he's not that good of a player where you give up 3,000 yards rushing. You're by far the worst rushing defense in the league and in the history of this organization. It was also the lack of depth that they had behind him. A'Shawn Robinson was a signing they made last year, and he was the only one on defensive tackle once Derek Brown went out who actually played to a standard. Everyone else really was a disappointment. So they went out there on the first day of the legal negotiating period and brought in Bobby Brown III from the Rams and then signed Turk Warden over from Kansas City. So bringing those two guys in to have them to rotate behind Derek Brown and with A'Shawn Robinson, that should make that interior four so much better than it was a year ago. But they're still going to, of course, need Derek Brown to stay healthy because I don't think that trio minus Brown is what Carolina needs to have success against the run. Now, they didn't really do a ton of linebacker. They brought in Christian Roseboom, who was going to come in and be potentially the third guy behind Josie Jewell and Trevin Wallace, second-year player from Kentucky. But Josie Jewell has concussion issues and is not a Carolina Panther. So they're pretty thin there at linebacker, and that was a spot where they did not play well at all last year, with Jewell being injured, Jack Thompson also being out for the season after week 4. So the linebacker room, that's a question mark as far as their ability to fill some of those gaps and be able to help out in run defense this year. But Teron Merrick, the safety coming over from Las Vegas, is somebody that they have called a hammer, a Tasmanian devil this week when being described by defensive coordinator Jerry Rivera and head coach Dave Canales, and he's someone who's going to be able to help out in run defense as well. So it really starts those front four guys in Derek Brown, A'Shawn Robinson, Turk Warden, Bobby Brown III, but some of the guys on the back end are going to step up so the Panthers aren't going to have an embarrassing run defense effort yet again.
Yeah, the defense sounds a little revamped with a lot of hope of getting better. I think that's the strength of ours down here. Julian, great to talk to you. No question about that. How healthy is this offensive line? We saw Eichen with the appendectomy. How's he feeling, and how's the rest of the group look coming into week 1?
Yeah, well, I'm headed over to the facility here in about an hour, and this is an important day for Ike Ekwonu as far as Panthers left tackle if he's going to play on Sunday. It was not last Sunday, but the Sunday prior to that when he had the appendectomy. I've never had one. I don't know if you guys have. I tried to poll the room out there and ask how long it takes people to bounce back. Now, of course, we're just regular human beings. These guys are a little bit different physically to be able to come back from that. So Dave Canales said it's going to come down to how he performs today. So it's going to be more of a walkthrough. If he feels good, he will start. Left guard David Luce, somebody who's also been dealing with an issue throughout the preseason, did not play in a preseason game, really wasn't featured much in the training camp as well, the shoulder, but he should be good to go. He's been out there all week. He's been limited. We'll see if he's a full participant today, but he looks like he's on track to start. And then right guard Robert Hunt had a foot injury the other day, but he told us in the locker room yesterday that it's nothing that's going to hold him back. So it looks like at least they're starting right guard and the left guard who've been banged up will be ready to go. And then we'll find out here in mere hours whether Ike Ekwonu will be available on Sunday. And if not, it would be likely Josh Nijman, the backup right tackle from a year ago, or Brady Christensen, who filled in for Ekwonu 2 weeks last year. Just looking at PFF, Josh Nijman was by far their lowest graded offensive lineman for whatever that's worth. So I would think that Christensen would make the most sense, but that's a decision that they have not made up until this point in time.
Talking here with Julian Council, the host of the Locked On Panthers podcast. When we talk about Bryce Young here, this is a guy who, there was a moment it looked like he may never be the future in Carolina. Got benched, got back in, started to play well down the stretch, had his best football over the final 3 weeks of the season where he threw 7 of his 15 touchdowns. Julian, we tend to do that here in Jacksonville because we haven't had enough complete full seasons where we like the way guys have played and we look at a small sample and say, man, if he could only do that for 16, 17 games. What is the belief that Bryce Young turned the corner or that it's still wait and see mode on him?
I definitely think it's still wait and see mode. I know someone asked the Panthers Executive Vice President of Football Operations, Brent Tillis, who came over from Kansas City and was part of that big Mahomes deal they put together a couple of years ago. They asked him in the offseason, where they were at with Bryce. And he said, yeah, we're not there in terms of thinking about any sort of contract extension, which makes sense. Like you bring up, there was a time where it looked like Bryce was not going to be the guy. That was 50 weeks ago, guys. That wasn't that long ago to where he was being benched in favor of Andy Dalton, which wasn't going to do anything positive for the organization moving forward. So it looked like he was done. Then Andy gets in a car accident, and he goes in, looks okay against Denver, looks fine against New Orleans, and then it starts to turn on. So I am curious, who is the real Bryce? I don't think the guy we saw weeks 1 and weeks 2 last year is the real Bryce Young, and I'm not totally sure the guy last time we saw him out week 18 in Atlanta, we had 5 touchdowns, is the real Bryce Young. There's got to be something in between, but probably closer to what we saw in the final 9 games of last season, where if you look at Pro Football Focus, he was crazily enough was considered like a top 6 quarterback, which I don't think he's a top 6 quarterback in the NFL. Can he be in a top half? Certainly. But we'll find out starting on Sunday if that momentum is going to carry over from a year ago. I'm not really a big believer in momentum from one season carrying over to a new season. It's a brand new team, brand new circumstances, all of that. But he has to show far more what he showed in the final 9 games than he showed ever his first year, and especially those 2 disastrous weeks to begin last season.
It wasn't that long ago that the expectation was kind of for wide receivers coming into the league to take a couple years to get into the NFL. That's changed, right? There are a bunch of young receivers that have had early success, including right here in Jacksonville with Brian Thomas Jr. last season as a rookie. How ready is Teteroa McMillan to be the guy in the team's passing attack there in Carolina?
He doesn't have a choice. He has to be the guy. You don't draft somebody 8th overall and not have them step in immediately and be that dude, as you mentioned. And when they traded away Adam Thielen, they did that because of the confidence they had in McMillan, Xavier Legette, and the young wide receiver core, including Jalen Coker, who's starting off the year on IR. And now they have Hunter Renfrow in that spot. But, yeah, McMillan, when I looked at it, you look back at his college stats, that's just one piece of the puzzle. He put up the same kind of numbers as the other guys who won the top 10 a year ago. Marvin Harrison Jr. out there in Arizona now, Malik Neighbors up there in New York, and then Rome Odunze in Chicago. I'm not going to go out there and put the Malik Neighbors expectations on him because he put up some ridiculous numbers as a rookie with the Giants. But I do expect him to put up the same kind of numbers that Marvin Harrison Jr. put up. And also we saw from Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas Jr. went, 21st, 22nd, whatever it was. He's a good player, obviously, but if you have a top 10 pedigree, you have to step in from day one and make those splash plays. And Carolina really hasn't had a number one receiver, at least in my mind, since Steve Smith. I know DJ Moore was here a couple of years ago, but it's not like DJ Moore ever was that Pro Bowl, top 10 caliber wide receiver. Good player, don't get me wrong, but they haven't had just a bona fide star at that position. So that's hopefully for them what McMillan's going to be. So we'll find out. I don't know what the plan is for Travis Hunter. They obviously have a relationship dating back to when they were both at Colorado and Arizona the last couple of years. Had some pretty nice battles. Like, he's going to be somebody who's going to have to step up immediately. And Xavier Legette, quite honestly, was kind of a disappointment last year. A guy who really would have gone in the second round had the Panthers not made that trade up to 32nd overall with Buffalo. He's somebody who now can step back and have some of that pressure taken off of him, but that also means you need to step up and be able to make some of these plays this year and get rid of the drop issues he had a season ago. So, yeah, McMillan, a lot of expectations on him. Same thing with Legette and this young wide receiver core.
Julian, we feel real good about our running back room down here in Jacksonville, led by Travis Etienne Jr. You guys got a strong one, though, too. You added to it. You already had Chuba Hubbard, but you had Rico Dowdle from the Cowboys, who had over 1,000 yards last year. And, of course, you got Travis's younger brother, Trevor, in the room as well. Talk about those the running back position, if you would.
Yeah, I think it can be a good group. It's not going to be one that's heralded throughout the league. When you look at Chuba Hubbard, was solid last year. You look at just rushing success rate among backs who had 200-plus rushing attempts, he was sixth. And right behind him at seventh was Rico Dowdle. But neither one of those guys can be considered top 10 back in the league. But both of them are coming off of career years, both rushing for over 1,000 yards. And that's the only NFL running back tandem from a year ago that's now here in Carolina that can talk about they had two guys who had 1,000 yards rushing. So it'll be interesting to see what the split's going to be. The Panthers did extend Chuba Hubbard midseason last year to a 4-year deal, so it's not like they're going to want to run him into the ground now, especially if they have a guy like Rico Dowdle who is likely only going to be here for a season. But I would still think that Hubbard would be the top back, and then there would be plenty of Rico Dowdle sprinkled in there. Don't know how many opportunities are going to be there for Trevor this season. He's going to be the main returner, so that's really where he's going to have an impact on this roster this upcoming season. But I think it's a good good running back room, and having everybody back on the offensive line also helps. And Dave Canales talked about last year when he came in being stubborn about running the football. Wasn't really stubborn last year. I'm wondering, with some questions as far as the youth and experience, some of these guys at receiver with Bryce Young in particular. Hunter Renfro's never played a game with Bryce Young. McMillan's never played a game with Bryce Young. If they lean on the run game early on this season, especially on Sunday against the Jags defense that, yes, is rebuilt, but also struggled a year ago.
Quickly, Julian, if you could, when it comes to Travis Hunter, what side does he pose a bigger threat to the Carolina Panthers? Like, what are you guys expecting out of Travis Hunter in his debut?
They have no expectations at all. We talked to Dave about it. We talked to Brad Idzik, the OC, yesterday, and even to Jerry Rivera, the DC. They've come back and looked at the film. They've talked to guys like Jimmy Horn Jr., who was teammates with Travis at Colorado. They've talked to McMillan, who went up against him at Arizona. If anything, it probably poses a bigger threat just offensively, considering how poor this defense was a year ago. But maybe even I don't know what the plan is as far as Jacksonville goes with him playing defensively, but I would think offensively he's probably the bigger threat just for Carolina and just the speed and just the talent that he has.
All right, what's your prediction for Sunday?
Oh, gosh. Put me on the spot. Look, I just looked at the line, and I saw it was like 3.5. I think Carolina can cover that. I'm not going to say they're going to win. That's where I go. I just look at the lines, like, yeah, 3.5, they can cover that. They can lose by a point. I think it's probably a decently scored game. Both these defenses got to see it before I can trust it. So, I mean, I could see it going either way. I think it's probably a field goal game.
All right. Well, you know what? As long as we cover the actual scoreboard, we'll let you cover the spread. We're fine with that.
Totally fine.
From that standpoint. You can find Julian Council at his name on the Twitter or X platform as the host of the Locked On Panthers podcast. Julian, won't wish the team luck, but we appreciate you hopping on, and have a great season up there in Carolina.
Yeah, anytime, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, buddy. Right. We appreciate that very much as the Panthers will come into town. And they look, Jags have their question marks too, but this is a team that like you said, Derek Brown's presence alone can't fix a team, Tom, that gave up 800 more rushing yards than anybody else in the National Football League last year.
No, when then Bobby Brown III, they had a nose tackle. He's a big guy, and they grabbed him from the Rams. Same with the linebacker. They said Roseboom.
Yeah, Christian Roseboom.
Yeah, grabbed both them from the Rams. So if we grabbed them from the Rams, they'd be super duper duper stars.
True.
You know what I mean? They'd be like the best in the world. Right?
Tells you maybe they didn't fit the ecosystem.
That's
right. Like, I do think it's similar to the way we felt about the Jags in pass coverage last year. They can't be worse.
Yeah.
Right. And from a Carolina perspective on the run defense, they can't be worse.
Yeah, right. They were rock bottom. But but as we said yesterday, even a significant improvement doesn't even necessarily catch the 31st team in the
what does
National
that even
Football
mean?
League.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Right.
What does that look like for him?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's come back and we'll debut it. Tom's Tale of the Tape. It's coming up next. We'll do that right here on Jaguars Today on 1010 XL.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. For Lee and Kate's Glass, they say you're going to see a big difference. But what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Josie for Hard Rock Bet, and I know you've been waiting for this. College football is back with massive matchups to kick off the season in style. The only thing better than hearing your favorite school's fight song is the sound of cha-ching. Hard Rock Bet makes it easy to place your bets so you can feel like the big man on campus. Download the Hard Rock Bet app or log on hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
What does AM and PM stand for in terms of the clock?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
AM stands for anti-meridium, before midday, and PM stands for post-meridium, afternoon.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. While we've earned the reputation as North Florida and South Georgia's preeminent official Rolex jeweler, it's important to point out that at Underwoods we carry other watches too. We start with Seiko, the most reliable, serviceable watch made for under $500. And they've started making jeweled, self-winding watches again, and sports watches you'd have to see to believe. Next we have Tavan, the Swiss-made ladies and men's and dress and sport watches, and they start at $575. Another name we carry is Tudor, inspired by Rolex with the same founder and owner, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. And their sport watches and chronographs are the rage in Swiss timekeeping, with new in-house watch movements and exciting new model introductions every year. So if you're interested in watches, we have what you want at Underwoods, and all of our watches carry a 5-year warranty. At Underwoods, in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, you ever been to Philadelphia, Tom? Other than to play a game? Like, have you ever been? No?
I've
Okay.
never run the stairs, but I would.
That's what I'm saying. You would?
I would. At least try to.
Yeah.
You know.
I've seen the art museum. I didn't run the stairs.
No.
My knees are not at that,
come on,
that
man.
point anymore.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
I did it last
the weight
year.
down would
Come
hurt
on,
more.
man. Live another 30 years in that body there, Denmark, and come
I
talk
got
to me.
another 5 and I'm done.
The weight
Come
down's
on, man.
harder, I would imagine, on the knees. Going downhill always bothers my knees tremendously.
Sometimes. Yeah. But either way,
Yeah. I don't know.
It's time for Tom's tale of the tape. Is
Let's do it.
the big factor here. And
Wait, Gene, I did it.
this feels like the appropriate music for it. So, all right. So you just heard from Julian Council. I don't know if that colors any of your opinions on this as I go through. I mean, I think it's a tough task. With this team in particular, Tony, what side does the check mark come down on, Tommy? So let's start right at the head of the snake here.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, right? And Bryce Young, we understand where Bryce Young is in his career. He did finish the season incredibly strongly, and he did have that 5-touchdown game. 2 of those were rushing. He completed 73% of his passes. 3 of the previous 5, he completed less than 60% of his passes. That was down the same stretch. So who gets the edge at the quarterback position here?
This one's pretty easy. It's Trevor, for me anyway. I think Trevor's a better quarterback. And, look, Bryce did come on strong last year. But we'll see how he starts off. I think our defense is going to give them a hard time. But just player to player, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence in this one.
Yeah, I think, Tony, that most people, even around the National Football League, would take Trevor Lawrence. I heard Danny Thompson say this morning that Bryce Young's a top 20 quarterback. I'm like, that's surprised the hell out of me. I bet you I can name 20 off the top of my head, including Trevor Lawrence, that I would take ahead of Bryce Young based on what I've seen so far.
Right.
But that's my opinion. All right, so quarterback gets the first check mark here. All right. Running back. This is interesting. Chuba had a really good year last year. If Rico Dowdle had done what he did in Dallas here in Jacksonville, we'd be going gaga for him, right? He averaged the same yards per carry as Tank Bigsby, but he was more productive because he carried it more. It was over 1,000 yards. We do have a lot of variety in this backfield, Tom. Not sure how they're going to utilize them. Where's the check mark go on the tail of the tape at the running back spot?
this is a really good one-on-one because, like you said, and I thought Julian downplayed Chuba's year last year. He's like, he kind of did. He was solid.
Especially the second half of the year, I thought he was excellent.
Like you said, Rico Dowdle, I don't know, I have trouble pronouncing that. Those two, they just that 1-2. Because, look, we don't know what we got out of the rookies yet here in town. We think we got something great, but we got to see that, too. We know what we get out of Etienne Jr. We know what we get out of Tank. Which is good.
What do we know? Do we know what we get out of Etienne? I think we're anticipating a good season because he's looked good. We think the Liam Cohen scheme is going to be good for him, but he's averaged under 4 yards to carry for 2 years in a row.
I understand that. I just think after watching him during camp and during the offseason, mostly camp, I just think he's set for a good year, and they're going to use him a lot in the passing game, it looks like going out for passes, like we've been calling for years for him to do that, not just screens, which will be a part of the screen game. I think they're going to get him in space. I think he's going to have a really, really big year. With that being said, that's projecting, right? I'm going to go with Carolina on this one just because I think with Hubbard and Dowdle together, they are better at this point going into the season than Travis Etienne Jr. and Tank Bigsby.
I think that's fair, Tony. 2,300 yards between the top two guys last year, and Chuba averaged 4.8 a carry. And, Rico Dowdle with the 4.6. And I'm with you. There's hope for further on down the line. I mean, Bashal Tootin might be the best guy out of all these running backs by week 8, something like that.
That's true.
I think we don't even know if he's going to be active on Sunday.
That's right.
So, all right, check mark goes to the Carolina Panthers at the running back spot. So we're going to lump the pass catchers in, not counting the run. The running backs are their own thing. Wide receivers and tight ends combined here. Where are you going?
I take back my statement about that quarterback would be the easiest one. This is probably the easiest one. Just collectively, look, I'll take our 3, Travis Hunter being one of them, De'Ami Brown, and then Brian Thomas Listen, Tet, he's a rookie. We'll see. He looks like he's got all the tools to be really good.
But you wouldn't take him over Brian Thomas.
No, definitely
right?
not. Not even
that's
a question.
the one for each team.
Yeah,
and that's with Brenton Strange being thrown in it too. Yeah,
right. Brenton Strange. And Jatavian Sanders, by the way, is a nice young player who's a good pass catcher.
Yep.
But I think Brenton Strange is probably a better two-way tight end at this point in time.
I can't wait to see the ball in Strange's hands this year, more so than we've seen in the past, man. I think he's a monster. So you throw all them in together, I'm going with our Jaguars.
We cannot have the balding Hunter Renfrow come in here. And look, Hunter Renfro's a former 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah.
He got cut by this team and brought back, and I'm like, man, he's like one of those guys that you better not lose him in coverage or he'll catch 6 for 80 on you and convert, 4 third downs along the way.
You're right.
But I'm with you. Look, let's not forget Parker Washington.
Yeah, throw in Parker. Yeah,
combination here as well. Like, I'd take Parker Washington straight up over Hunter Renfrow right now.
I would too.
I think De'Ami Brown's just a complete bonus almost. Like, Xavier Legette, all right, Legette, they were talking about him, Tone, as maybe being an ascending number 1 before the draft, before they went out there and showed you what they really thought by going to get McMillan. But even with that, I can't take Legette over Travis Hunter, man. I mean, come on. He's the Biletnikoff Award winner, Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
It might have been a little closer here had it been 10 days ago, right?
Yeah,
Adam Thielen was there, and Jalen Coker was healthy.
And healthy,
at that time.
Right.
And that was a big reason they felt that Thielen was tradable. All right, so 2 checks for the Jags. Offensive line, Tom, this is a tough one here.
Real tough.
We don't know what to expect necessarily, but if you're rolling the dice on which group you're going to go with, which group would you go with?
Well, we've got a new group, so there's a little bit of unknown there. We're hoping for the best. Last year, they gave up 36 sacks, 29 with Bryce. We gave up 32, 18, I think, with Trevor and 14 with Mac Jones. Their running game was better than ours over, I think, the entire year, as you lumped it all together. And they've got some really good players, like Aquanu's a good ascending left tackle. He's not one of the best in the game, but he's a solid left tackle. We'll see if he's healthy.
We talked a lot about the Jags maybe drafting him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Years ago, right? At NC State, yeah, for sure. Right, he went to NC State, didn't he?
Yes.
Aquanu, yeah. So I'm going to go Panthers on this one.
Okay.
I do like Robert Hunt when he's healthy. He's a beast. Remember from Miami, they grabbed him from Miami.
He's spent a lot of money on him. That's for sure.
Beast of a guard. I've obviously Aquanu's up there if he plays. I think their other guard, Damian Lewis. He was a 3rd rounder, kind of a bigger guy. Look, I like our guys. I'm not sold on the tackles. I think our 3 interior are going to be good. But, I want to see it too. So I'm going to go with Carolina on this one.
Tony, Aquanu's presence in this whole game. Like, if we're like a gambling show, he can move the line several points, right? I mean, I think it's a big drop-off to Brady Christensen or Josh Neiman or anybody else.
I think I would probably, even without Aquanu, not knowing exactly what Jacksonville's is going to look like, I'd probably give the edge to Carolina. But if Aquanu plays, that goes even higher, right, on the Carolina side of it, since we just don't know how it's going to work for Jacksonville.
Unknown.
All right, offensive side, 2 check marks for the Jags, quarterback and pass catchers, running back and offensive line go to Carolina. Let's take the break right here.
Okay.
That's up, and we'll come back. We got D-line, linebackers, defensive backs, special teams, which we should do well in this year, I would think. Head coach, which is tough to know, but what's your gut feeling? And then who is the X factor for each team, or what aspect of that team is the X factor in this game coming up on Friday? Tom McManus's tale of the tape for Week 1, Jags Panthers, will continue straight ahead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Follow the Florida Gators on 1010XL.
Gators!
The Gators hook horns with the South Florida Bulls. Kickoff at 4 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Yo, it's your main man, E to the T here. And have you been to Clay County lately? It's the perfect escape and just a short drive away. Hiking, paddling, fishing, and plenty more ways to enjoy the outdoors. This month, you can take on the Whistling Death 5 and 10K. Dig into bold flavors at the annual Soul Food Festival and enjoy fall festivals all across the county. Make the call this weekend and enjoy great times and make wonderful new memories, all in our area. Check out exploreclay.com to plan your weekend adventure. That's exploreclay.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Go! Recap this week's high school football games with Hacker and Dylan Denmark.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights.
Hear highlights and comments from the winning coaches. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Jags fans arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit jtafla.com for details.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, Coach Denmark has informed/reminded me. We have a 4-pack of tickets to give away today.
Yes, sir.
To the home opener?
Yes, sir.
Wow. For the Jacksonville Jaguars? This is not Baldwin versus Kipper Snacks? What?
No, we need them $8 at the bank.
Okay. You're not giving anybody free tickets?
Nah.
To the game tonight?
Need that booster NIL fund.
That's coming up in hour 2, so stick around for your chance to score a 4-pack of tickets. Cool. That's pretty nice. Let's run through this Tail of the tape, Tommy. Defensive side of the ball here. D-line, we know what the Jags have. We talked to Julian Council. They get some reinforcements back in Derek Brown. Overall, who gets the check mark as the edge on the D-line?
Yeah, Jags. And a lot of it is just looking forward to seeing Armstead at tackle. And we know our edges are going to be big. So, and then who that fourth guy is. But, yeah, I take our guys over theirs. Look, Derek Brown was really good 2 years ago. Obviously got hurt last year. More of a run-stuffing tackle type guy than a sack.
And so's Sean Robinson, right? But they can make it tough to run up the middle.
Absolutely. I don't know that much about Bobby Brown III. I know he's a big nose tackle. He's 6'4",
I think he's going to rotate it. I don't think he's even going to, I just think he's
got a rookie from Florida, too, there, too.
They've got
Cam Jackson.
Cam Jackson's there, right, from Florida's 5th-round pick. Tershawn Wharton is another guy. And they play a 3-4. So it's different what they're asking those guys to do versus what the Jags, Tony, are asking their edges to do particularly. All right, so D-line going to the Jags. Linebacker room, Tom.
Yeah, Jags. I think our Jags, our linebackers are going to be pretty good this year, led by Foye. I still think Devin's a very serviceable, very good against the run linebacker. I'm looking forward to seeing Ventrell Miller. I expect him to be in the nickel package. Look, they've got some new guys. Got a new guy from Minnesota. We mentioned Roseboom from the Rams.
Yeah, DJ Wanham's more of a decent pass rusher. He's been a rotational pass rusher basically for the Vikings for the last few years.
Yeah, there's a guy named Trevin Wallace. He's in his second year there. So, again, 3-4 backers different than 4-3 as well. So they do different things. But no, I would take our backers and look. Let's look at Gardeck. And it looks like the oar's been taken off between him and Abdul on the depth chart. So it looks like Gardeck will be our Sam linebacker. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. But with all that said, I'm going Jags for the backers.
Yeah, some oars remain. That's not one of them right now.
Right.
All right, so Jags get the first 2 checks on defense. Defensive back, secondary, safeties, and corners combined. Who are you going with?
So is Travis our star?
Well, you tell me.
Okay.
I mean, he's in the mix.
Yeah, he's in the mix. Well, safety is interesting because I think Morig's a good player. I don't know much about their free safety. I know J.C. Horn's one of their corners.
J.C. Horn's got one of the biggest contracts of any corner in the league, and he's a really good player. His problem is staying healthy.
Got to stay healthy, and you got to have a rush, too. If you don't have rush, it's hard to cover in this league,
All right, so you got Merrick, you got Nick Scott at safety,
who's a vet, right? He's
Horn
been
and
around.
Mike Jackson on the outside, Charles Smith-Wade is their nickel back. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about him. Second year, 5th-round draft pick last year. Who gets the check mark here?
Let's see. I'm going to go with us. I think Jordan Lewis is a great free agent pickup. I think he's going to be a star of the team in that secondary. You throw in Travis, he's going to be back there. I do think Wingard's going to have a great year. I think Murray should have a really good year, too. I just want to see him more. But I think Andrew Wingard, to start off, will have a really good year. We'll see if he can maintain it. And then, look, I think Jarian Jones is up and coming, too. So I'll take our secondary over theirs.
We've got some interesting pieces there, Tony. Like, I would take Trayvon Merrick over any safety that we have. I think he's a better safety than anybody on the Jags. I think potentially J.C. Horn is the best cover guy in this game. Potentially. Because we're looking at, we're not giving Bajal Tootin and LaQuint Allen a lot of stock in the running back room, so it's hard to give too much stock to Travis Hunter because we don't know how big that role is going to be. How would you have come down on this one? I think this is if you're going to do a push, this might be the push.
Yeah, I think this is more in kind of a push category. It's hard for me to pick the Jaguars secondary based on what I saw last year is better than anybody's. Right? I think they're going to be improved in that side, but I'd probably lean Panthers, right, if I was going to lean one way or the other, simply because my last memory of the Jags being what it is. I'm not saying that I don't think it's going to be better and trying to project what that will be. I think it's fair to do that kind of thing. If I was going to do the tail of the tape myself, I'd give the edge to the Panthers until I see the Jaguars do it.
Gotcha. All right. Special teams. I think this is. I mean, look, I think this might just be one we check it. They arguably, we'll see how the coverage works out, right? But in terms of the kicker, the punter, the snapper, the return game, I think we're pretty happy with what we've got.
Absolutely. I think whether it's Parker, Washington,
Tank Bigsby also on kickoff.
I want to see Tootin return a kickoff or two. I bet you that would be exciting to watch. But, yeah, it's going to be hard to – I mean, look, even our long snapper's like a phenomenal tackler on special teams, like one of the leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All-pro, best in the whole league. So, yeah, I gotta go us. And I like our coach as well. I think he's done a good job and Farwell and, them keeping him. And then, obviously what he does with them, I think he's good. So, yeah, I'm going to go with
resounding check mark for special
teams.
Give him 2. So you mentioned coach. What about the head coach here?
Yeah.
We haven't seen it from Liam Cohen. We did see it for one season from Dave Canales. They obviously both orchestrated the Tampa offense, so you can glean something from that. How do you see this? Who do you give the edge to?
I mean, look, I want to say Liam, obviously, and I like what Liam has done. I like his approach. I like his discipline. I like his accountability. I think they're both similar in ways that they both want to be physical. I saw where Canales is like, we're going to be a physical team. We're going to take pride in it. I know a lot of coaches say that. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I mean, look, Liam has 0 wins in the NFL. Canales has 5.
Right.
So, and that
5 is 17 tries, too.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough. It's tough. Just because we don't know with Liam. And I'm expecting good. So I might go a push on the head coach.
Okay. If you had to choose one side.
Liam, but it would be biased just because I've seen him.
I'll give it a push. I'd probably vote Liam as well, simply on the fact that I thought he did even better with the Tampa offensive guys that he had to work with than Canales did. I mean, I thought he helped advance them even more. Now, that doesn't mean you can orchestrate the whole thing. But we did see Canales do it, and he won less than a third of his games. So, all right, we'll call it a push there. Let's do this. We'll pause here. We'll come back. Tony's going to take us around the league. We'll all give an X-factor player on both sides in this matchup. At the tail of the tape, for Tom McManus, we got Jags getting the check at quarterback, pass catcher. All the major defensive line units, or defensive units, I should say, linebacker, defensive back, special teams. Carolina got the running back and O-line rooms and a push on the head coach. That's a 6-2-1 tally in favor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm expecting a victory.
Well, I am as well. Let's talk about X factors for this game when we come back on the other side. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark. Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker, secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timaquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Chris Doring brings insider takes and Gator Gold to the drill. We're back. The former Gator joins Dan and Jeff Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
All right, Prosser here, and I've been telling you about Chad and Sandy. They make the promise. Let me show you some of the proof. This is Nicoletta and Daniel in Panther Creek. We don't recommend this, but we bought our new house before we sold our old one. Then worst case scenario happened. Our old home failed to sell in a year with another realtor. Finally, we got smart. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they sold it in 10 days above asking price. These are the results you're getting with Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to have the right people on your side. Maybe you want max price. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling. Maybe you just want to sell right now. Well, fast, easy, and stress-free, that's what Chad and Sandy bring to you. They have this guarantee. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. They're the local real estate experts you can trust for all of your real estate needs. Go to chadandsandy.com today. That's chadandsandy.com, or call that help hotline, 904-414-6200.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. You can let them do the driving with multiple locations around town and passes starting at just $10 on the MyJTA app. To learn more, visit jtafla.com. Right now, 86 degrees at 11:01. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Piece number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, listen closely. Okay, just listen closely. I beseech you.
Put your ADD medication in.
Tommy Mack, you got your first start in 1996.
I did.
Because a certain player got injured. And correct. You got on the field, and you made that start against the Carolina Panthers.
I did in 96.
96. And I'm asking you, please listen carefully, people.
That's
okay?
right.
We don't want to know the name of that player who got hurt.
Right. No,
we know that name, but we're not going to say it.
Right.
So we don't want to cloud the proceedings here. Then in 99,
yep,
you got hurt.
Yep.
And were replaced in the starting lineup against Carolina.
Yep.
Right?
It was the second game.
By the player who replaced you.
Yep.
Never suited up again for the Jags after
I didn't,
that. Right.
no.
You. Right. So we're not asking for the guy that Tom McManus replaced in the lineup. Who replaced Tom McManus in the starting lineup in 1999 after he got hurt?
At Mike linebacker.
Yep. And his first start then came against the Carolina Panthers. Okay? If you call Dylan Denmark right now at 641-1010, the first one to call and give the correct name of that player wins a 4-pack of tickets.
You said first start against the Carolina Panthers. What do you
They started after your injury.
Right.
They started against the Carolina Panthers. They replaced you.
No, the next game was in Carolina. I got hurt in Carolina.
Oh, you got hurt in the Carolina game.
Yes.
They replaced you the next game.
Yes.
Got it.
Sorry.
Okay. So that's
I just wanted to be clear.
All right. So you got hurt against Carolina. They replaced you the next game.
For the rest of the year.
Who is that guy that replaced Tom in the starting lineup? Get that right. Dylan Denmark will hook you up with a 4-pack of tickets to the home opener, courtesy of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Dylan, why don't you fire up the opportunity for Tony to take us around the league?
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Denver and linebacker Nick Bonito have agreed to a 4-year, $120 million extension with $70 million in guaranteed money. Seattle and right tackle Abraham Lucas have agreed to a 3-year, $46 million extension. San Francisco and Mike DiRocco running back Christian McCaffrey was limited at practice yesterday with a calf issue. Carolina offensive tackle Ike Ekwonu has not been able to participate in practice this week following an appendectomy last week. New York Jets guard Elijah Vera Tucker will miss the 2025 season with a torn triceps. Green Bay remains hopeful that Micah Parsons will be able to play this week. He has been limited in practice all week. Atlanta wide receiver Darnell Mooney was limited for the second straight day yesterday. Buffalo wide receiver Keon Coleman was limited again on Thursday due to a groin injury. Kansas City wide receiver Marquise Brown was a full participant in practice for the second straight day. He's been removed from the practice report for the game tonight. Cleveland defensive end Myles Garrett missed practice on Thursday due to a hip injury, but reports indicate that there's no real concern about his availability for Week 1. And Amari Cooper has informed the Las Vegas Raiders a week after he signed there that he is retiring from the National Football League.
All right, I don't know what is more funny / ironic. D-Rock taking Christian McCaffrey as the first pick of the year in the Breakfast Bowl. And I told him I would have taken him too, right? Had I had the first pick,
because he's not hurt this
he's
week.
He's healthy now until later this afternoon. Or was it bad person Demetrius Harvey of the Florida Times Union who passed the opportunity to draft Brian Thomas Jr. on Wednesday in our draft, leaving him for me to take A.J. Brown, who came off the wanted poster in the fourth quarter to catch one pass for, what was it, 8 yards, 9 yards?
Set up the short yardage,
Son.
Yeah.
I had to send Demetrius an Amber Alert today to make sure that AJ is still okay. Let me just check in. Denmark, do we have a winner already?
We do.
We
Mr.
do.
Joe.
Mr. Joe.
Congratulations.
All right. Got Lonnie Martz as the right guy.
Call, Joe.
Excellent. Yeah. You know, I thought that might go a little longer, but I shouldn't underestimate the intelligence of the Jaguars Today listening audience.
They moved him from the Sam. So he was starting at Sam linebacker.
But he became your replacement at Mike.
At Mike, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Yep. All right. Brian Schwartz, of course, was the guy you replaced.
I did.
Yep. We didn't want to say it because we thought maybe some people might call in and go, oh, Brian Schwartz, because they make that. We talk about that more than we talk about the other.
Right.
If Lonnie Martz were our Friday co-host, Tony, we might talk about the move to middle linebacker more for him.
Lonnie was mad at me. He's like, I don't like middle at all.
No.
He's like, why'd you have to get hurt,
too
man?
much traffic.
Well, yeah, it was too much stuff. He's like, I liked it outside.
All right. What do we do today's X Factors for this week, for the opening week in today's 10-10 Take?
10-10
Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 Take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
All right, look, I think we should make an unofficial ground rule here. Okay? It's kind of like the one and done draft. You can use Travis Hunter for the X Factor like once a month, okay? He could be the X Factor probably every game, right? Depending on how he's going to be deployed. But I do think he's a massive X Factor here in week 1. How is he going to be deployed, right? Are they going to utilize him more? I was talking with somebody yesterday who is pretty in the know, who thought that really, despite whatever you've seen on the practice field, that it was going to be heavy defensive usage with more of a sprinkling on offense, and that the injury may have caused them to possibly reevaluate that. We'll find out. I don't know that this is the case. I don't have this intel. I'm just telling you what the whispers that I'm hearing. So maybe he makes more of an impact on offense, but I think it's fair to say he's a massive X factor. For me, I'll go with Tetairoa McMillan. This is low-hanging fruit, but this is a guy who's had trouble getting off press coverage at times, right? I think you got to get up in his grill and be physical with him. Don't give him the free release, because I do think they're going to try to just use his height and his ability to high point balls and give him some 50-50 balls. But if you disrupt the timing of those routes, then those plays are not necessarily going to be there for Bryce Young in that offense. So it's a little low-hanging fruit, but I'll go with the 2 top 10 picks. Tony, who you got as your X factors for this game?
Not going the Hunter route for week 1, since I can use him once a month.
Yeah, once a month, right?
We could use him every week. I'll go with ETN.
Okay.
And exactly what it's going to look like for him, how much he's going to be in the game, right, has been a question that we've had throughout the offseason. Well, now we find out. And I do think he's a valuable member of the passing game, whatever they want to do with the running backs in that. And from the Carolina side, Ted McMillan would probably be the guy I'd pick. But to pick another name, I'll say Ike Ekwonu, and whether or not he plays.
Does he play or not?
Yeah.
Sure. That's a good one. Tommy?
Yeah, I'm going to go interior D-line. You know, and if I have to go specific.
Yeah, you don't have to name it.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't have to name just a player. Could be an aspect of the team.
I mean, both of us struggled last year in that interior defensive tackle, nose tackle area. So my X for, if I've got to go specific, it's Armstead playing 3 technique. I think that's going to be huge for the D-line. And I'll go with Bobby Brown III. You got to have a good nose. I mean, if he's a good nose tackle, that 3-4 can work. We know that 3-4 does not work if you don't have a powerful nose tackle. They bring him in from the Rams. I made a joke earlier. If he was here, we'd think he's the next greatest lineman of all time, but whatever. We'll see what he can do. We'll see what our interior O-line can do with him. But I'm going to go whoever wins that interior D-line battle, I think will come out on top in this game.
All right, we've got confidence picks straight ahead here in a minute. Dylan, if you got some kind of breaking news, you're going to have to let me know.
Oh, I got something for Jaguar fans.
What do you got?
Intrigued. I just called Holiday. He said 15 minutes.
Oh,
all right.
So I sent on the bad signal. He said, give me 15 minutes. He's working. He's on the job site right now. Call me back.
Well, that is perfect.
Nice.
I'm going to get some Mediterranean Cornish hen, I hope.
Come on.
A little bit later on this afternoon. All right, so we'll come back. Let's do confidence picks. We're going to run through those now. And then we'll have Holiday join us for a little pre-week 1 speculation and excitement and all that good stuff. And then we'll do a quick Keys to Victory roundtable to wrap this one up today. All right, X Factors locked in, tail of the tape in the rear view. Who do we think are winning all these opening week games? I think we all would have picked Philly last night, but we don't pick the Thursday night game. We'll tell you on the other side. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. He has ways of getting information from the competition.
That's the trouble with the world today. No one takes the time to do a really sinister interrogation anymore.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines.
It's a lost art.
Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL. This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal Conditions.
Veteran owned and operated with a mission to change your conditions. For AC installs, repairs, maintenance, or ductwork, Ideal Conditions has been trusted by Jacksonville since 2007. Call Ideal Conditions for a company who shows up on time and gets the job done right.
Call 904-500-COOL.
Honk if you see us. Call for service.
Ideal Conditions.
IdealConditionsJacks.com.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
You'll get your weekly dose of Miami football on the Hurricane Report.
From South Beach to Jacks Beach, stay on A1A for the latest from Miami on the Hurricane Report.
Proudly protected by Performance Painting on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at zerosjacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Cancer Center offers on-site imaging and other diagnostic services. Early detection saves lives. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Hey, it's Vegas time. This is former Jags linebacker Tom McManus from Helmets and Heels, and we want you to come and join us once again in Las Vegas for the Raiders game weekend. If you've not been to the Circus Stadium Swim, you're missing out on 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen with all the current sports betting action. Plus, all you Jaguar fans are invited to huddle up with Helmets and Heels at the Overhang Bar with our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and special giveaways.
Lauren Brooks here. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and myself will be broadcasting Helmets and Heels live on air from a Stadium Swim Cabana on Friday, October 31st. Then hosting the wildly popular Jacksonville Huddle Up Friday evening at the Overhang Bar inside Circa. If you were there last year, you know you won't want to miss it. If you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, stay where we're staying at Circa Resort and Casino from October 30th to November 3rd.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
Oh, let's pick them, baby. Confidence picks are back here for
Who won
the first
this last
time.
year?
I think it's me. Honestly, I wasn't sure because Tony wins a lot of stuff around these parts, and I really thought it might have been Tony. And he says he thinks it's me. I think it might have been. I don't know.
Because you went by points.
I'm pretty
You
sure
had the most points.
The most points. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
It's important to have a good record, but the confidence aspect of it is kind of just tells you how strongly you feel about
I can vividly remember the last couple weeks of the season. I was having to make picks to make up points. I can remember doing that.
And it's almost an impossible scenario. All right. So what we do, we take all the games that have yet to kick off. There are 15 of them.
Yep.
And then we give you who we think is going to win those games. And our most confident selection is worth 15 points, all the way down to our least confident selection is worth 1 single point, right? And you tally up your wins, you tally up your points, and that's how the contest rolls. So, Tommy Mack, let's start with you here as we kick off the 2025 season. Give us your 3 most confident outcomes this week.
Number 15, Duval. Oh, yeah. Number 14, I got Washington over the Giants. And number 13, I've got Houston over the Rams.
Oh, Houston over the Rams. Very high on the list right there. Tony Smith,
Take a chance.
Why don't you go next up here? Do you match Tom's enthusiasm for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Not quite at that level. I'll go with Denver over Tennessee on 15.
Yes, sir.
I'll go Arizona over New Orleans on the 14.
Yes, sir.
And Cincinnati over Cleveland on the 13.
All right. I'm going to match Tony's enthusiasm for the Denver Broncos beating that A or the Tennessee Titans. They're worth 15 to me. Duval! I got Jags 27-17. I'm just staking my claim. That's my score, 27-17. I told Tony I'm getting it in before he steals it because he...
I had the number in my head.
He doesn't share my brain cell, but he's able to anticipate my brain cell sometimes. And I am also high on Washington's chances against the Giants. Tom, I'm matching you with that. I've got him on the 13-point line. Tommy Mack, 12, 11, and 10-point games.
12, Denver at home. 11, Zona at home. That's Arizona for if you don't know that.
Arizona's on the road, aren't they? Am I not?
They are. They're at New Orleans.
Oh, that's right. They're at that whole was on the right side of Zona. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I got Zona on the road. And at number 10, I got San Francisco on the road.
San Francisco.
With or without McCaffrey.
With or without
Whatever.
Christian McCaffrey this week. Other people are much more concerned about his potential availability than Tom McManus.
Not concerned.
That. By the way, how do you like your fantasy team, Tom?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
That was well done.
No,
right? Can you name 3 guys on it?
No. I mean, it's on my phone.
Is it?
Yeah.
enough.
I can look it up on my phone.
Well,
I know when they
your
came in, I was
co-manager.
like, yes.
You did. You liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Trevor's our backup QB, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure he got him, yeah.
I got him as my QB in the last draft. You were not in that one, but okay. Just checking to see.
Yeah, so I got 1 out of 3.
All right, Tony, 12, 11, and 10 pointers for you.
12-point line, I'll take Washington over the Giants. 11, Jacksonville over Carolina. And 10, Pittsburgh at the New York Jets.
I'm going to get annoying with this. Past that point. Give me Cincinnati. Worth 12 points on the road against Cleveland. I'm going head-to-head with McManus right out of the gates. Give me the L.A. Rams knocking off Houston.
Ooh.
I like it, man. I think that pass rush is going to be there.
They're
Offensive
great.
line questions. No Christian Kirk. Who knows? Christian Kirk? Out this week. They're saying
I know.
probably maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks complete into 3 weeks, baby. It's going to be a shame if you can't suit up versus the Jags. And I will join the parade picking the Arizona Cardinals against the New Orleans Saints. Worth 10 for me. Tommy, your next 3.
Derrick Henry and Kyron Williams, just for the fact to throw 2 guys in there. At number 9, here we go. I got Cincinnati on the road.
He just realized his backfield.
Number 8, I got Indianapolis at home. And 7, where'd you go, 7? I got, where's 7? Oh, I got the Chargers tonight in Brazil.
L.A. Chargers.
I swear when you said it, I was like, is he taking Baltimore this high?
That's what I thought. He was taking Baltimore. They threw Kyron Williams in there. I'm like, he doesn't know what's going on. Tony, who you got?
I got Chicago on the 9-point line over Minnesota, Kansas City and Brazil over the Chargers on the 8 line, and then the Rams over Houston on the 7.
LA Rams. I'm taking Detroit against Green Bay. They swept them last year. I know Green Bay's the flavor of the month here based on our divisional projections yesterday. I have Tom matched with Indianapolis on the 8-point line, but I'm going against you because I'm taking Seattle. At home to knock off San Francisco. Seattle was right there, tied for the division lead last year in the West. I think they're a solid football team. Sam Darnold replacing Geno Smith. Down to our final 6. Tom, give me your next 3.
I got New England at home at number 6, Tampa on the road at number 5, and number 4, I got Minnesota beating the Bears.
Okay, Tony.
Directly head-to-head on the 6 line, I'll take Vegas over the Patriots. On the 5-point line, Indianapolis over Miami. And on the 4-point line, Atlanta over Tampa Bay.
I'm with Atlanta as well. Had to back up. I think you also took him in the South, Tony. With the 2 of us, Atlanta swept the Bucs last year. New year doesn't mean anything necessarily, but I got Atlanta worth 6. I'm taking New England with you, Tom, as well, getting it over on Las Vegas. Although that, I'm not super confident. Geno Smith's a pretty good quarterback, man. And I'm with Kansas City. I wanted to pick the Chargers here, but Kansas City just knows how to win these opening week big games, big environment.
Did you see the weird end zone thing they're doing?
No.
They showed it last year. Like the Eagles were the home team in the Brazil game last year. They had Eagles in both end zones. For the game this year, the Chargers are the home team. The Chiefs are in one of the end zones.
Wow.
Like, what's the deal there?
Right. Neutral site. Well, it's not supposed to be a neutral site.
Right.
They're the home team.
Right.
So, interesting. All right. Well, that will probably throw Tom's picks off now. Tommy Mack, your 3 least confident outcomes this week.
Jets at home, beating Pittsburgh. Detroit on the road, beating Green Bay. Buffalo at home, beating Baltimore.
All right. Tony Smith.
I'll take Green Bay at home on the 3-point line, San Francisco at Seattle on the 2-point line, and Buffalo over Baltimore. Baltimore's like a 1.5-point favorite in that game.
Hey, look, man.
That's an odd one for me.
Right. I think they're, 2 of the best 4, 5 teams certainly in the AFC, maybe 2 of the best 3 teams in the AFC on paper. I got Buffalo beating them, though, as well on the 3-point line. I'm going to take Pittsburgh over the New York Jets, although, I'll root for Aaron Rodgers' demise with everybody. I'm going to take Chicago on Monday Night Football. I think that's totally a coin flip. I went with the fact that got basically a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy starting on the road in his first NFL game. So that's the way we have it. All right, Tommy Mack goes Jacksonville, Washington, Houston, Denver, Arizona, San Francisco, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, the LA Chargers, New England, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, the Jets, Detroit, and Buffalo. Tony has the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Bengals, the Commanders, your Jaguars, the Steelers, Bears, Chiefs, Rams, Las Vegas Raiders, the Colts, Falcons, Packers, 49ers, and the Bills. I'll go Denver, Duval, Washington, Cincinnati, the LA Rams, Arizona, Detroit, Indy, Seattle. I'm the only one with them. Atlanta, New England, KC, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and the Chicago Bears. Your confidence picks for week 1 are absolutely locked in, no changing now. So we've gotten a lot accomplished today. Dylan Denmark, give me an update, or where do we stand right now? I think he may be.
He's efforting.
He's efforting at the moment with one holiday to hop on here, and who knows what he's got in store for. I don't even know if he's got anything in store, if he's just going to go, just kind of stream of consciousness. I think that's how Holiday rolls generally, but I'm excited to hear from him.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I hope he's enthusiastic. He's always been a big Trevor Lawrence supporter and believer in T-Law getting it done, so we'll see what happens.
Big year for Trev and the entire team, obviously, but big year for 16.
Must-win game. You can't say it if you're the head coach. Liam Cohen kind of downplayed that aspect of it, Tom. But, man, this just feels like one. If you want to get to where you want to be, don't put yourself in a position where you've got to win a game where the odds are so stacked against you. You know what I mean? Like I
You'd
just
have to make one up somewhere.
Right. You were going to get one that nobody's anticipating, I think. For me, anyway, because I don't have them having much of a margin. You and I both picked them to win the AFC South with 9 wins.
Right.
But that leaves you basically no margin for error whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny how these things go. You think you got it, and then next thing you know, it's not a victory, but then, you got a loss circled for someone else, and they end up winning that game, third or fourth game of the year. I'm not going to say must win, but I will say this. How about a game where we're not shooting ourselves in the foot? How about a game where we're not making the mistakes? We're not having the mental errors. We know where we're lining up. We don't have penalties that kill drives. They catch the ball, just solid football playing, because we haven't seen that in a while. I think that's what Liam Cohen and company have been trying to drive home into the players. We saw it when he took them back in third week and said, hey, we got to go over these plays to make sure you guys know exactly what you're doing in the walkthrough. But, look, that would be fantastic, because there was nothing more aggravating than watching that team last year and the amount of mistakes that they made. So hopefully that's not the case. And you play a clean game, and you can see the physicality. I want them to win. Don't get me wrong. I want this win big time. If they don't win, it's how they lose, how close. I just want to see this team. It's hard to project, even with a 9-8, to be like, oh yeah, they're going to beat Carolina. I don't know. Yeah, I would think so. On paper, they look like they should. In my tail of the tape,
Says
they
the guy
should.
who put them number 15 or number 1
Number third
on the confidence
number 15,
list.
Yeah, no. I mean, I got them 24-13.
Okay.
So yeah. I think they're going to take care of business.
Nobody really
but
knows.
I just want to see it.
I'm with you, but I don't want to. There's no moral victory here. I don't care that it's first year head coach, first year GM.
I didn't
Tony
mean it like
Vaselli.
that, but I know.
No, I know you're not. Those are not your words, but you know what I mean. Like I don't want this. Well, we played well. It shows we're taking a step in the right direction. A step in the right direction is beat this team. I'm sorry. I don't think, in my estimation, and we don't follow them as much. I understand Carolina was slightly better than Jacksonville last year, but I think the Jags did more to improve their team this offseason than the Panthers did, in my estimation. So, again, you got a lot tougher fish to fry, so to speak, coming up with Cincinnati and Houston and San Fran and Kansas City. So, take care of business this week. All right, let's take a quick time out here as Dylan efforts our man. We'll come back. We've got our keys to victory. So let's start that round table up and take a look at some of the responses we got. That's your Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day, as it will be every Friday throughout the season. What are your 3 keys to victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars this week? Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
It's a battle of undefeated powerhouses. The Yellow Jackets bring the sting to the Bulldogs. St. Augustine Bulls, Friday at 7 on 1010 AM. Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Yo, it's your main man E.T. here, and you know I love me some Clay County. Whether it's paddling down the St. Johns River, fishing on Doctor's Inlet, or hitting the trails, adventure is always the play here. And it's just a short drive away. This month, gear up for the Whistling Death 5 and 10K. Bold flavors at the annual Soul Food Festival, plus all types of festivals happening all across the county. If you haven't checked out what's happening in Clay County, now is your time to do it. See the full lineup at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. Right now, you can get 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card and $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. It's a smart way to handle big vehicle needs like new tires, brakes, or repairs without the upfront cost. With no interest for 6 months, there's never been a better time to schedule. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I-9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Prosser here again for Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts you can trust. You might think you have a struggle ahead, but Chad and Sandy always have a solution, and ultimately it ends in a success story. Jacksonville area homes are selling, but getting the right price requires aggressive marketing and proven systems. Hiring the experts who know how to create demand is crucial. You need Chad and Sandy Newman. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. But man, they deliver with the promises. The local real estate experts you can trust. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Oh, and the proof is out there. Tom and Nicole in Mandarin. I got a new job in Louisiana. We found a new home. Now we'd have to sell fast to avoid paying 2 mortgages. Chad and Sandy did it. Use them today. ChadAndSandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
Man, I got all excited. I feel like now Christmas morning, Tony, I just woke up and I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't get it. Holiday got called away at the last minute. He is a working man.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the effort, but maybe next week.
Should have played Working Man by Rush.
Well, that would have been appropriate as well. But we got a very deep rogues gallery here on Jaguars Today. So let's welcome in your fantasy football co-manager.
The GM.
John Port, the JP, the GM, the Fan Cam himself. Fan Cam, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. I'll pick you up, Holiday. Good morning, guys. Hope all is doing well, and really excited for the opener with a new brain trust in place. Nice work on the Henry K. Will throw out there, Tommy, for our running backs.
I forgot Jaden Daniels,
He was clicking that link like so fast. It was unbelievable, man.
Yeah, well, we opened the season tonight with Worthy, so be watching Worthy on the tube later.
Yep.
And we got the big one Sunday night, Tommy, where we got Andrews, Flowers, and Henry all going on TV at 8:20 against the White Bills. So that should be a doozy.
Great
job, GM.
Way to lean into the Ravens.
Great job,
man. What the heck?
Yeah, they should be.
Boy,
good.
what a dose of the rough life of a fantasy GM last night, Mike. You know, I sit Javonte Williams on a couple teams because I'm thinking who's going to run on Carter in the middle of that defense. And the guy tosses up.
The magic loogie.
Yeah, the magic loogie took my decision and flushed it down the toilet. But we're going to rock this week, Tommy.
Yeah.
3 keys to victory, I would say, is unpredictability on offense. Spread the ball around your weapons. Aggressiveness on defense. Attack that quarterback at 5'10" and make him throw under pressure. And finally, respect the rock. That's always number one. You win the turnover battle. You usually end up winning the ball game. You guys, it's going into the opener. I hope you got a good one in there. Duval on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Duval!
All right, Cam. Have a great weekend,
one.
man. Enjoy the game. And I think we're far enough along. You don't need to count us down. Right? I think you just throw out the Duval and we'll jump right in.
Yeah, actually, the double countdown threw me off.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is that? Come on, man. Come on, coach. All right. Good job, Fan Cam. We appreciate you, brother. That is a lot of Ravens, though, on one fantasy team. It's
a bunch.
There, I'll just say. Okay. It's like, I don't know, man. What are you going to do?
Gotta like it.
Let's talk about some keys to victory here for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Who would like to go first? Tommy Mack. He's got his hand up. Yes, sir.
Me. By the way, we do have the Jags defense on our team, and that's where my keys to victory starts.
Excellent.
I want to see the day ruined for Bryce Young. I don't want to ruin his career, but I want to ruin his day.
We're back,
Throw
baby.
some words in that.
We're back.
We want to kill the quarterback.
I believe I put somebody in one of the Jaguars Today fantasy leagues because in their 25 words or less, they said in the immortal words of Tom McManus, like, I don't want to, something along those lines. I don't want to ruin his career, but I want to ruin his draft,
day.
something like that.
No, his day.
Well, that's what they said. But
Gotcha.
yes, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so just
Hurt the QB.
pass rush.
Hurt him.
All right, hurt the QB.
Hurt the QB.
Excellent.
Just for the day.
Just for the day.
Even if it's just his feelings.
Just for 3
Yeah, whatever. His pride, his soul. Crush the soul.
Tony, what do you got?
We've talked a lot about the problems that Carolina has had stopping the run last season, right? Jacksonville had their own issues against opponents stopping the run, but not on the level that the Panthers did. I took a look at the opposite side for Carolina and landed on this as a key. The Jags went 1-6 when they allowed 130 yards rushing last season. Carolina went 4-1 when they rushed for 130 yards or more. So that 130-yard mark seems to be a key indicator for the football game to me. Hold Carolina under that number, I think the Jaguars win.
All right.
Nice.
So I'm glad because I think my number one key is what I thought you were going to go with. I think this team, if you talked about it, you want to come out and you want to set a tone. You want to be able to run the ball to open up everything in this offense. You're going against, and granted, they can be improved on that side of the ball, but you're going up against the worst rush defense from last year. There's a lot of room for improvement for them to even catch the 31st worst team in the National Football League. So the combination of backs, I don't know how they're going to employ them. I don't think any of us do, but that hopefully will bring some of those safeties up towards the line of scrimmage. We've got that great speed on the outside. Play action is going to be the key to hitting those big balls down the field, and you can't have play action without a successful running game. That is job one this week for that offensive line. More than anything, come out and set the tone physically. So that's number one on my list.
All right. I'm going number 2. D-line, prove me right. I think you're going to be one of the standouts of this entire team. I think they're going to lean on you, and I think if you can do what I think you're going to do, it's going to be a fun thing to watch because we all know if you got a great D-line, and I think they can be great. I don't know if top of the league, I'm not going to go that far, but I think they could be very good to a great defensive line. If you have that, man, you got something going on. And I think with Armstead moving inside, I think with the addition of Johnson, of Saunders, and of Hamilton holding them all off to be the starter, we know our edges are going to be there. Throw in Agba, throw in Gardeck. Let's see if we can throw in Smoot. Let's see if we can get to the QB. But I'm counting on that D-line to be something special this year.
When you get there, then hurt him.
Hurt him.
Just for the day, though.
Yeah.
Just for the day.
That's right.
Be clear.
That's right. Crush his windpipe for the day. Well, not crush it. That would be. That would
just
be.
for the day. It'll bounce back, Bryce. It'll be fine.
Yeah, bones heal.
It'll be
Did
fine.
You know that?
Yeah.
They heal on their
I don't
own.
know if your windpipe is a bone, but sure.
A bone in there somewhere.
There's bones around there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just crush a few of them.
Yeah.
For the day. For the day. Tony, what do you got?
Look, we've seen enough of Trevor Lawrence that I think there is kind of a book on him that early on in games, for whatever reason, it's erratic, right? Like it's been a thing with Trevor Lawrence to this point in his career, even in seasons where he's played well, like 2022. So often early in games, it was high, it was low, it was kind of all over the place for him. What does Cohen calling the plays and getting them into the offense, hopefully with the run game, as you mentioned, getting going, to get him more comfortable in the game? Can we see a Trevor Lawrence that we haven't seen to this point in his career where it does look calm for him early on in a football game? He's talking about it like he will be, like he can be, like it will work out that way, but we have to see it before we know it. And I do think it's a big key, not only for this game, but for the season. Can they get Trevor Lawrence looking calm and comfortable early in some of these games? And that'll solve the Brian Thomas Jr. only having 90 yards in the first quarter of football games last year, too. Get him the ball.
Right. Now, look, I think if we all just did our own individual list, that would be pretty high up there for all of us. So I definitely agree with that. I alluded to this one earlier. Get physical with Tetairoa McMillan at the line of scrimmage, right? This is the guy that look, there's a lot on his shoulders. As a first-time performer in the National Football League, Adam Thielen is gone, and in part he's been the leading receiver 2 years running now, and he's gone in part because they thought Jalen Coker was ready to make a big leap. Well, Jalen Coker just landed on injured reserve. So, they're going back to Hunter Renfrow, who wasn't good enough to make that team a week ago. A lot is on Tetairoa McMillan, and to a lesser degree, Xavier Legette. But I think particularly your top 10 pick this year, getting off press, I think is the biggest question mark that he's going to have early in his career. And so I don't want to see the Jags laying 5-7 yards off. I want to see somebody get up in his grill and make him hand fight at the line of scrimmage and at least, make it a tougher debut than it otherwise would be. All right, let's go one more. What do you got?
Okay, I'm going to go, look, I went D-line, prove me right. I'm going to go Walker Little, prove me wrong.
Okay.
All off season, I wanted them to upgrade that left tackle position. I never said he was bad. I just said he was good, okay, average, whatever you want to call it. But I thought it could be upgraded. But guess what? They're stuck with him. He's the left tackle. I want him to do well. I want him to turn that corner. But prove me wrong, man. Show that you're the left tackle, and there's no question about it. They don't have to chip. They don't have to leave a tight end in. You can handle the guy across from you. Show us week in and week out, and it starts against Carolina.
Along the lines of the Trevor Lawrence key that I mentioned a moment ago, it's another tone-setting kind of key for the season. To me here, I'll keep it simple. After a historically bad season in this regard, let's start 2025 with a bang. Force 2 turnovers. It's not a real high bar.
Yeah, right.
Forced 2 turnovers.
We did it once last year.
Yeah, they had one game
time.
where they forced 3. That's it.
Right. One multiple turnover game last year.
Let's start the season like we might actually be able to do that in the 2025 season.
All right, for me, this is a big one, and I think I have some confidence that this will go well, but until you see it, you really can't know for sure. And that's Liam Cohen, first-time head coach, orchestrating everything. It's game day, and you get in these, I'm in a preseason, it's going to go like this, and all of a sudden, everything's a little bit faster, a little bit more sped up, a little, obviously, more important, and every decision you make impacts everything on the football team. got to call good plays. That's a big reason why you're here, but you got to make sure that you have your eyes and fingers on what's going on defensively. Just the whole thing. When to call the timeouts, the game flow of managing all this stuff. When to call the right play to extend a key 3rd and 3. There's a lot on his plate in this first game. I think he's up to the task, but I got to see it happen. And I think once we see it a couple of times, this will stop being a key to victory because we'll know what to expect a little bit more out of Liam Cohen.
Being a good coordinator is great, but then you go to become the CEO. Then you got everything. Right?
Some guys make the transition seamlessly.
They do.
Other guys don't.
Let's
hope our guy is one of the former.
Yep.
Let's come back on the other side. We got just a river of submissions here on keys to victory. So we'll go through some of them. Trust us, 9 is not nearly enough, right? Was it you I heard talking about Tom Coughlin? Yes, it might have been Logs, I think, on Happy Hour.
Okay.
Talking about Coughlin used to come in with his keys to victory, and Logs would be like, I hope it's like 3 to 5 this week. And Coughlin have a laundry list of like 17 items that are the keys to victory
no doubt.
every single week. There are a lot of things you got to take care of in the National Football League. All right, one final segment to go on this Friday, heading into the opener for your Jacksonville Jaguars. This is 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Football season is back, baby. Hicken here, and I know I'm excited to get back to watching some ball over the weekend. But with the fun comes responsibility. Taking care of your skin while outside, extremely important. We know it feels like 100 out there, and that sun is blazing. Make sure you bring the screen while loading up all that tailgate. It's simple. Protect your skin. It's the Sunshine State. To help you protect your skin, Beaches Dermatology is here. I've been going to them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Jacksonville, get ready. Comedian Chris D'Elia is coming to Florida Theater November 30th with his brand new tour, Straight Out of the Multiverse.
You can't just make up a saying like you're Yoda and then the conversation's over. You gotta mean something when you talk. And don't tweet a picture of a salad.
It's bold, it's wild, and it's Chris D'Elia like you've never seen him before. Live on stage for one night only. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com. floridatheater.com.
Guess what? That would be random.
Chris D'Elia, November 30th at Florida Theater.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the duck.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you about my daughter's journey with Awaken 180 as she tries to lose a little weight. In fact, last week you heard from Amber herself. Well, let me give you an update. She's been in it just a little over 2 months. Amber has lost 51 pounds. That's a real number. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it happen. She has lost 51 pounds. And here's why. Awaken 180 is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change that is sustainable, and she has figured that out. She loves the journey. She loves the new recipes. She loves that she fits into her old clothes and she sleeps better and has more energy, and it is really, really working. She's proud, and man, am I proud of her. If you want to start your transformation, you can do the same thing. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. My daughter's lost 50 pounds and she's so excited about it. You can as well. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, down the stretch we come here on Jaguars Today. Look, great help for the Jags, man, and play up to your capabilities and let the chips fall where they may. But I really, really want to give away some Victory Monday T-shirts next week.
I need one.
You don't have one?
No. Do I?
I thought you might have.
I could use another one.
Could you? I don't know where that one is. I'll look into that. I'll look into it. I don't even know how many we have. We got it we didn't even give away half of. We had 100 last year. We thought, this might last half the season. We'll give out, I don't know how many every week, and then we didn't have many opportunities to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll give some out hopefully on Monday.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
All right, let's weigh in on some of these keys to victory. Some of the different ones that people have put forward. Professor Floyd. 1 through 3, just don't beat ourselves. I hope that it's easy to say that, right? But this is supposed to be something that this new regime is cleaning up, right?
Right.
Get rid of some of the knucklehead factor. And I don't mean knucklehead like spitting on your opponent on the field.
Right.
I just mean like blown assignments, mental errors, those kind of things, Tom.
Yeah, no, that's how they lost last year. Too many of those. Too many mistakes. Too many just things that you were doing in week 2, you're doing in week 14 or 15. It was ridiculous. So I think they have cleaned it up, and we're going to see it. But I think that was the number one thing for Liam Cohen. Like, hey, man, we gotta be disciplined here. You got to know what you're doing out there. You got to know where you're lined up. You got to know when you got to, go in motion and stop.
You can't beat anybody until you stop beating yourself.
That's
right?
right.
That's kind of the mantra that they're talking about, right? So let's hope that that's not something we are talking about after the game. This one from Dave. Just give Trevor time to throw. Let me ask you this. What do you have more confidence in right now, run blocking or pass blocking with this offensive line? You do.
Run. Just by what we've seen.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm asking.
We haven't seen them in live, really. But, yeah, I'd say run.
Okay.
Run blocking. So establish the run game, and then maybe the pass game can come along.
A lot of the same, stop the run, be able to run, no stupid turnovers by the quarter. Trevor Lawrence, that kind of goes to what you're talking about, Tony. It would be nice to see him get off to a nice, fast start, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe it's a nice, quick, easy throw, something like that. But he has a tendency sometimes early in games to sail the football, right? Even when passes are there. Saw some good signs in the preseason, being able to move this ball. Wasn't anything explosive, but you don't want to show everything either in the preseason. So I'm cautiously optimistic about
I think
this.
we're going to see less and less of that just for the mere fact that they started with his footwork. I mean, that was like the first thing that came out, and you can see the difference in camp. I mean, you can. Now it's got to translate to the game, but I would expect him to be settled down. And another thing I think that Liam is really pushing is, look, man, take what they give you. Take what they give you.
Right.
Get a guy open, but if he's not there, don't force it. I got you checked down.
We'll take 6 yards all day.
Yeah, whatever. Just make sure you move us forward. Keep moving forward.
Jag Noel said, don't flinch at the first sign of adversity. And we don't know how they're going to respond, but they've talked a lot about that, right? They think they've got a unit that will prove to be mentally tough, but they have to prove it.
Last year, first game, I think we flinched.
Yes.
Right? I mean, big time.
We were up. Guess what? Tyreek Hill hits they hit the 80-yarder. We're still up.
We're
still up.
It was a 5-month flinch.
Yeah.
But it felt like that, Tone, right?
It did.
It felt like that, from the moment that Etienne fumbled, it almost felt like we're losing. It certainly felt like we were losing after the Tyreek Hill touchdown, and they weren't, and they just right the ship, take the ball, drive it down the field, get some more points.
Mistakes happen. You got time to recover. Don't worry about it. Let's go. Move forward. Yep.
What will we get out of Travis Hunter on Sunday?
A touchdown.
You think so?
I think he'll have a receiving touchdown. Yes.
That'd be fantastic. I'm thinking more like 6 for 70, maybe something like that. A lot of underneath stuff. It may not look fantastic right away. And then, I think he'll end up playing more on offense this week than defense.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping. I don't know how often he'll get matched up with Tedero McMillan if he does, but just want to see sticky coverage. Get his hands on the football once or twice. Doesn't mean you have to intercept it. Just pass breakup, show those instincts. Be fantastic. All right, let's welcome in XL Primetime Joe C out at Macama Beer Company.
Ooh.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Oh, Joe C, it is game weekend for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Officially, I guess they call it week 2, even though it's week 3 of the college season. Got a lot going on. What's happening out there at Macama Beer Company for you guys?
Oh, I love being up in Nassau County. The Dean delivers when it comes to the fandom for the Jags. And, yeah, they're fired up here, that's for sure. Macama, the tap room is right here on South 8th Street. So anybody in Nassau County will be here from noon to 2. Maybe a cold pint after that, but definitely come on by. We would love to see you. Real easy to find us as you're heading into the historic part. But, yeah, they will have a pretty good party on Sunday. They got the back area, outdoors, sunshine, TVs will be up, and then everything happening inside the tap room. So they're fired up. We all need a dub, not just Duval, Nassau County too.
Yeah, we all do. St. John's and the whole. It's Greater Duval is what it is.
Yes.
Duval Pride Worldwide, as we like to call it around these parts. We can't know until we see it, Joe, but just give me an indication of your confidence level on the product we're going to get on Sunday.
I talked to the Mac Attack, Chris McClain, who you know from back in the day. He's up in Charlotte. We'll have him on at 12:35, and they're thinking the same thing we're thinking. My gosh, man, we got to be competitive against that team. And so both sides are looking at it, a 4-win versus a 5-win from last year. But the best thing, we've all said it, the best way to be competitive is to block up front and get your run game going. It's going to make everything better. Your defense will actually thank you for that because they won't be asked to defend as often or not give up the big play. If your team can run the football and get on the scoreboard early, that should pave the way for a lot of things. And I think we're all dying to see what Travis Hunter looks like on both sides of the football field and just how many plays he will get,
We're all dying to hear what XL Primetime has to say for the next couple hours, Joey. So have a great show out there. Enjoy the ambiance at Macama Beer Company, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, sounds good. You guys have fun.
All right, buddy. Have a great weekend. XL Primetime coming your way for the next 2 hours. I gave you 27-17 as my score for the Jags. Jags on top. Tony, what do you have?
23-20 Jags.
23-20, a little bit closer in Tony's estimation. And that would make Julian Council happy because the Panthers would cover.
That's
right.
Be
what he was most concerned with. Tom, what do you got?
24-13.
24-13.
Jags.
All right, you think the defense is going to show up?
Our defense is going to show up and take care of business.
All right. Cam Little's longest field goal on the day. What do you got? Denny?
59.
I was going to say 54. 54. Okay. Nothing crazy out of the gates right here.
Yeah.
59 is like.
They were trying those from last night. Yeah. I mean, they let Jake Elliott try that one from 58-15. That's the NFL now.
He ain't no Cam Little.
Right. Like, guys are going to be trying field goals of that kind of length. At times in games where we're like, they're trying it from how far? That's just the way it's going to work. I'll say 55.
Denmark, before we get out of here real quick, give me a score for the Jags.
23-20.
23-20. So you're matching Tony. Over
last night, so I beat him to it.
Excellent. All right. Well, there you go. And that's always important around here. Bragging rights on who got the score in first. Good luck to Baldwin. Good luck to Bowles. Good luck to Bishop Kenny. Good luck to all the high schoolers out there going at it tonight. But, and Tony, have a great call to game. Coach Denmark, make some good substitutions or whatever it is you happen to be doing.
Fire him up, Dylan.
Out there. And everybody enjoy the game. Get there early.
Yeah.
Going to be, a little pardon our dust situation going on. So get there early. There's construction. Make sure you head to Jaguars.com for all the information on the new ways to get around kind of on game day and the things you need to know.
Especially if you weren't at that preseason game.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, grab yourself an extra cold beer or drink for the walk-in.
There you go.
It'll give you great company.
Right? And let's crush a windpipe temporarily.
Just for the day.
Just for the day. And that'll do it for us. For Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Please stick around. XL Prime Time coming your way next here on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.